Live from Television Park in high definition, coverage you can count on. This is WJBF News Channel 6 at noon.
And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mary Morrison.
And I'm Chris Kane, and we thank you for watching News Channel 6 at noon.
We begin with breaking news at noon on the crisis in Egypt today. Government buildings in Giza, a city next to Cairo, are ablaze, torched by supporters of Egypt's ousted president. The attack comes a day after more than 500 people died in clashes between police and supporters of Mohamed Morsi. President Obama is following the developments in Egypt from his vacation spot on Martha's Vineyard. We'll have more on what the president had to say a little later in the broadcast. Well, here at home, more visible signs of progress in Columbia County.
Yesterday was the groundbreaking of a multi-million-dollar retirement resort. Today, a ribbon cutting for the county's new exhibition center. Barkley Bishop joins us live from the news desk with today's big local story. And Barkley, the new center is in Grovetown.
Chris, in about an hour, the public will have a chance to tour the new facility. And what's great is that it's already helping people get jobs. We'll explain that in a minute. It's located just off of exit 190 along I-20. The new facility is 50,000 square feet. The exhibition center will be available for trade shows and can be rented for many different types of events. But what we really wanted to know was, now that downtown Augusta has the Convention and Visitors Bureau, how will this new center compete for business?
We're easy access off of I-20, very easy to get to, very open area, flat parking, and it's a little bit smaller, so you don't have to be a huge group to come here. Obviously, we want large groups to come, and we'll accommodate them the best we can. But we're sort of in the middle between Savannah Rapids Pavilion and the T-Center, so we feel like there's a niche there, and we're going to try to find it.
A huge job fair will be held at the center tomorrow from 1 until 7 p.m. And this job fair plays right into a new publication from CNN Money. Great news, according to them. Columbia County was named #1 in America for the highest job growth rate. Certainly a feather in the cap for them. Chris and Mary, back to you.
Barkley, thanks a lot. Well, this morning, some Aiken County residents had coffee with a cop. It was an event held today at the McDonald's on Pine Log Road. It's put on by the Aiken Department of Public Safety. Now, this new program gives folks in the area a chance to talk about what's going on. This is the second time they've held the hour-long event, and officials say so far it's a huge success.
It's been pretty good. What we're doing is it's another program that gives us an opportunity to interact with the community, gives people from the community an opportunity to talk to us and tells us different things that were going on within the community. It's giving us great feedback. It's just another tool to help us do our job a little bit better.
Now, the next Coffee with a Cop will be held September the 26th at the Dunkin' Donuts on Richland Avenue West.
Did you say donuts?
Yeah.
I'm there. The First Tee National School Program has made its way to Aiken County. This morning, the First Tee of Aiken and all Aiken County elementary schools participated in the program at Jefferson Elementary. Now, the goal of the program is to introduce young students to golf and the First Tee 9 core values. Every PE teacher in Aiken County will be trained to deliver the program during their physical education classes.
The First Tee of Aiken and the board of directors and community members know that education is the key to young people's success, obviously, as we all do as community members. Therefore, why not reach them in their PE classes with the game of golf, the values, the core values, which are amazing, and teach them things about life through this game.
The First Tee National School Program has reached more than 2 million students since its launch in 2004.
Augusta Prep is set to dedicate its new stadium tomorrow night. The dedication ceremony is scheduled for Friday at 7 p.m. Now, take a look at these pictures. They're from the school's website, augustaprep.org. And tomorrow night, the football players will walk through the tunnel, and that will be followed by remarks from the head of school, Becky Gilmore. The actual football game will kick off Friday at 7:30 p.m. The new Cavalier Stadium was made possible by donor support. Here's hoping the weather will be nice for tomorrow night's game.
Yeah, that's the big question. We are stuck in a very gloomy and wet weather pattern now. Just take a look at Live Viper 6. It's very active. Scattered showers and pockets of heavy rain all over the CSRA right now. Really on our South Carolina counties, Georgia counties. You're seeing some of the heaviest rain right now. We're going to go ahead and zoom in on I-20, and here it is. There's I-20. You've got Augusta, Grovetown, back over to Appling, McDuffie County, Thompson getting wet, and now some very heavy rain. Pretty much all of Columbia County, Edgefield County, much of Richmond County County right now, seeing a very steady rain coming down. Now as you head south, it gets a little bit more scattered in nature, but still some pretty hefty rain coming down across Screven County, exiting Jenkins County, just seeing a couple spotty showers in and around Millen at this time. Now with all the cloud cover and with all the wet weather, it's really held down the temperatures. The numbers here are absolutely incredible. We're seeing only mid 60s right now in our area. It certainly doesn't look like a summer temperature map, and we've got more rain on the way, so the rain chances continue for the remainder of the afternoon. High temperatures only in the low 70s. More on your forecast in a few minutes. Mary?
Well, we now know the name of a man killed in a North Augusta mobile home fire. He is identified today as 56-year-old Paul Callan. According to the coroner, Callan died from smoke inhalation and burns when his Dogwood Drive home caught fire Tuesday morning. John Mashin was also in the home at the time and remains in critical condition at Doctors Hospital. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
We have an update to some breaking news we brought you at noon Wednesday. 3 people have been charged with manufacturing meth after a home explosion in Columbia County. Blake Bearfield, Kathleen Stanford, and Michael Russell were all at the home on Rainbow Street in Martinez when the meth lab exploded. Russell was taken to the hospital where he's been treated for minor burns. We spoke with a neighbor earlier who called 911 when he saw the home burst into flames.
The flames was billowing out the picture window, out of the side of the house. They were 10 to 15 foot tall above the roof line, as wide as the picture window. I mean, it was just awful.
Authorities say the injured suspect should be released from the hospital soon. 4 people in North Augusta have been charged in an illegal drug and counterfeiting ring following a 2-month investigation. Barry Smith, Christopher Garnett, Randall Anderson, and Nicholas Stewart were found in a home on Elizabeth Street Wednesday. Law enforcement seized several items from the house, including meth, marijuana, counterfeit money, and credit cards.
Today, an alleged drunk driver is facing charges after an accident on Hepzibah McBean Road claimed the life of his 22-year-old son. Richmond County deputies say John Edward Barron Sr. was behind the wheel of his Dodge Dakota when his son fell from the truck. John Barron Jr. was taken to the GRU emergency room where he was pronounced dead. His dad is charged with vehicular homicide and driving under the influence. Well, South Carolina authorities need your help to keep drunk drivers off the roads. The Highway Patrol kicked off its Sober or Slammer campaign yesterday in Aiken. Last summer, 217 people died on South Carolina roadways. That number is down significantly this summer. Troopers say you can help them keep the roads safe.
You see somebody driving aggressively, in and out their lane, very slow, anything like that, they can call Star HP. Get their location where they at, try to get a tag number if they can, and like I said, we try to get a unit in that area to make sure we try to combat this problem. Like I said, it takes everybody working together to make that happen.
Now again, if you see a drunk driver, you can call Star HP or Star 47 from any cell phone to alert the police.
Well, so many people in the Augusta area wondering what is the next step for Project Jackson. Yesterday, we told you the Aiken County School Board approved its part of the financing plan.
But that is just the first hurdle. News Channel 6's Mike Miller explains.
River Club President Steve Donahue has been fighting Project Jackson since it was first announced. And even though plans are moving forward, he hasn't given up yet.
I would liken it into a war, and they won the first skirmish, if you want to fashion it that way.
Supporters and opponents still have plenty of time to make their cases before the scheduled spring 2015 opening of the new Green Jacket Stadium.
There are several steps that need to happen before that site over there can turn into Project Jackson, and the first step is to get the approval of the Aiken County Council.
If the council approves the financing plan, then the city of North Augusta will have to have a public hearing on Project Jackson. Then a city ordinance will have to be written. Then contracts need to be drawn up. Bonds need to be issued. The project is then put up for bids. Then there is months of planning and designing, and then construction can begin. Meanwhile, Donahue and others are asking questions about developer Chris Shane, whose work on a baseball stadium in Fort Wayne has caused some controversy.
He was 2 years behind on the project. He wouldn't deliver any information, wouldn't deliver any updates. The city council ended up fining him $2.4 million. Eventually, I'm told he got some financing. The stadium got built but not without a lot of frustration.
That information led one Aiken County School Board member to vote against the financing plan on Tuesday night. However, Glover says the city knows about Shane's work in Fort Wayne and his current lawsuit with Bank of America.
The developer didn't walk away from his obligations. What the lawsuit is actually about is about the value of collateral.
But Donahue says the city should reconsider its plans.
Use your own money. Sometimes you wonder, willing to take a risk. You meet the guy, you think he's, maybe there's some reasonable explanations. But now you're dealing with the taxpayers' money.
That was Mike Miller reporting. In news across Georgia, authorities in Valdosta say fire crews were continuing to monitor the scene of a chemical explosion that rocked an industrial complex, injuring 3 people on Wednesday. Valdosta fire officials say more than 40 firefighters responded to the blaze. Police say the fire and explosions appeared to be coming from a facility that processes hazardous and non-hazardous waste materials.
Florida A&M University is going to announce the date of the return of the Marching 100 today. The band was suspended in November 2011 following the hazing-related death of Robert Champion, who was from Decatur, Georgia. Well,